Racing games later here. Next we are doing Wansee Entertainment. My voice is a little bit irritated and some of that. It doesn't make any sense for us, but we're going to be reacting to any of them. We're going to react to 4 animations of his. The first one has 4 and 3. It doesn't matter. So we always want to watch it for anybody else to do it. So the first video we're going to react to is the True Cool Horse anime. I think it's like horror. So let's watch it. The Co-worker. Oh, Co-worker.
My name is Andre, and this incident took place 5 weeks ago. I have a co-worker named Mike. He's a very jealous person that thinks he's better than the rest of us, even though he does no work whatsoever.
Wow.
He doesn't like it when we talk to him, but expects us to be interested in what he likes to say. Now to the story. I work for a company that requires me to get up at 2 in the morning and prepare to leave at 5 in the morning.
Wow.
So waking up is not something I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
But I get a steady paycheck, so it's okay. Mike does not get a paycheck like everybody else.
Wow.
He gets 5% lower.
Wow.
He does not do any work.
Oh,
He takes his break.
that's true.
Like one day I was at the movies, and suddenly he came up to me and punched me.
What?
I like the fact that I was in the front row, so everyone could see. Another time I was at the bar playing darts, and suddenly he came, grabbed a dart pin, and proceeded to try and stab me with it. I dodged it, and all the men in the bar assisted me with throwing him out. Just about 12 or 15 weeks ago, my girlfriend and I were about to kiss, when he came to my window and took a picture with an old Polaroid. And as he shook the photo, I punched him and drove his incapacitated body back to his little home. But by far, this incident was the worst of them all.
What?
It happened when I was at home sleeping, when I suddenly woke up to the sound of banging at my front door.
Wow.
"Wake up, Andre!" I heard outside. I knew that voice. It was Mike at my door. I heard what I thought sounded like a motorcycle at my door.
It's a chainsaw.
But instead, I saw it was a chainsaw. "Now I see you die," Mike said from the other side. I bolted to get my airsoft rifle, and just in time.
I'm sorry, I never heard it.
Closed in, I shot him. First in the leg, then in the eye. Then I ran to call the cops, but Mike was still on his 2 legs. So then he cut a chunk of the flesh off my left arm.
Ooh.
I screamed, but still managed to turn around and shoot him in his private area twice. He fell to the ground, and I was able to call the cops. Mike was arrested, and I immediately booked a flight to a different state.
Good.
After the flight, I received a call from the police telling me that Mike killed another coworker.
What?
Who came to kill me.
Wow.
And that he planned to kill many more than just 2. Every morning I look outside and thank God I survived that. Because I don't know what would have happened if I had not woken up that night.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, what would happen if you didn't wake up from it and you already died? That'd be crazy if he did. If he caught you, you would be dead for sure. Be dead for sure. Let's watch The Clown in My Apartment. Scary story. I mean, let's watch that. Yeah, I don't care about it. The Clown of My
There
Apartment.
was a murder in my apartment building. The deceased was a middle-aged man who lived in a penthouse.
Wow.
The killer had cut his mouth from
Oh.
and nailed the corners of his mouth
It's in my room.
temples.
Yeah.
The man was found dead with his eyes rolled back and a grotesque grin on his face.
Wow.
The residents of the apartment lived in fear, and the investigation was slow as the murderer soon yielded no evidence of the killer.
No evidence?
3 days after the incident, the same video was sent simultaneously to the cell phones of all the residents of the apartment building from a mysterious number. The video showed a clown looking at the screen and giggling in an unnerving manner, saying, "Smile, smile, smile." He then picked up the camera and showed us his surroundings. The penthouse of the man who died a few days ago.
What?
The man was tied to a chair, crying out for help, and the clown pulled out a sharp knife and began to slice the man's mouth open.
Ooh.
After slicing the screaming, struggling man's mouth from ear to ear, the clown held the corner of the man's mouth up, smiled for the camera, and then took out a hammer and began hammering nails into the corner of the mouth. The clown giggled as he spun around in the swivel chair to which the man was strapped with his mouth torn open and a wide grin on his face. Then the screen suddenly went black, and the words "James, room 503 next" appeared in white letters on a dark background.
That's right.
My heart sank and I sat back in my seat.
That was you.
The fact that the clown knew my name and my home address.
That's you. You're next.
How did he know me? And why
Yeah.
was I his next target?
How?
I hadn't done anything to earn someone's trust.
True.
While I sat there in a panic, other residents who had seen the video called the police and officers came to my house. They asked me if I knew who the clown was, and I suddenly realized that the man next door in room 504 might be the culprit. I
Could
had
be.
been losing sleep over the past few nights due to a thumping noise coming from my neighbor. One night, I went to bed before an important meeting the next day, and again I heard a thumping noise from my neighbors. So I went over to their house after midnight and rang the doorbell. "Who is it?" The suspicious-looking man next door opened the front door with a hanger. Through the narrow doorway, I could see he was holding a hammer. I don't know what he was doing, but that hammer seemed to be the source of the noise.
Could be.
"It's your neighbor. You're being too loud, and I need to get some sleep," I said in an irritated tone to the man, who glared at me for a moment before slamming the front door. I told the police that I heard the man next door hammering every night, and had seen him with a hammer myself. So I suspected he was the culprit. The police listened to my story, and they said they would take a closer look at the man next door.
Alright.
When the police returned, I couldn't bear to stay in the apartment, so I took an extended leave of absence from work.
Okay.
Packed up my things and went down to the countryside to live with my parents.
Okay, that's cool.
I stayed at my parents' house for about a month,
Mm.
and there were no more murders in the apartment because the police were keeping an eye on the man next door. With this lull, I returned to the apartment on my last day of vacation.
Hmm.
I walked into the lobby of my apartment building and was greeted by the doorman with a big smile on his face. "You're back home. I'm so glad you're safe." "Yes, it's been a while." After a long drive, I was too tired to answer the man's friendly greeting. So I gave a rough answer and I waited for the elevator. He told me that he saw the man next door lurking in front of my door a few days ago, and that he's going to take me there because he thinks it might be dangerous. When we got to the 5th floor and the elevator doors opened, I saw my neighbor standing in front of my front door, smoking a cigarette. The man's eyes looked murderous, and I was terrified. So I asked the doorman to go inside the house with me. He and I walked past the neighbor in a tense moment. And suddenly, the neighbor lunged at me from behind, grabbed me from the back of the head, and started dragging me into his house. "Help me!" I shouted, frightened. The doorman quickly picked up my suitcase and slammed it down on the man's head as hard as he could, and the man collapsed, bleeding on the spot. "What do we do now? I think he's dead," I asked him, breathing heavily. He looked surprised and broke out in a cold sweat. "I didn't think he would die. Isn't this considered self-defense? Let's get him inside the house before anyone sees him and think about it." He and I picked up the fallen man and hurried him inside the house. "I don't think anyone else has seen him yet," he said, looking out the front door. Just then, the man next door, whom I thought was dead, struggled to raise his head and shouted, "Run!" Suddenly, the doorman pulled out a knife from his pocket and slashed the man's mouth wide with a single blow, and the man screamed and died with one side of his mouth torn off. When I saw the scene, I was so stunned that my whole body went rigid. The doorman said, "Whew, that could have been really bad." He breathed a sigh of relief and took off his joke
Oh, he's a clown.
costume hidden inside. He smiled up at me, put on the clown mask, and said, "Hello, James, from room 5.
He's a clown.
Smile when I smiled and greeted you in the lobby every day. The people who live here are so unkind. Anyone who doesn't respond back to my smile will keep smiling even after they die."
Wow. He was a clown the whole time. Wow. That is a great story though. So his name was his army was a clown, so that was easy. So we already watched the coworker, the primate. We did the coworker and the primate. Let's do true school horror story. I think it's a horror story for children, I think. School horror story.
My name is
Hey, Kenny.
This isn't the first mistake.
Hey, Kenny.
Friend's reaction. So I guess I'll start.
Alright.
I was in the 7th grade.
Oh.
Abigail,
There we go. Danielle.
Angelina,
Lillian.
Even
Yeah.
back, the room was kind of warm. Putting windows and different parts. Paint on the walls was chipping, and the room was drawn to ceiling illuminated with 3 light bulbs. The room was always messy because my classmates were very disrespectful.
Oh.
I'd say I hated that group of classmates.
True.
Basically, there weren't any teachers that would check on them. I don't know, but we expected our next subject teacher to do it. But unfortunately, no one came into our room. So people were going about their business. The naughty classmates just started going crazy. Bullying and teasing innocent classmates at times. Others are using their cell phones and turning on their flashlights because it was a rainy day, which was pretty frequent. I was just on my chair beside my friend Abigail when all of a sudden, thunderstorms rumbled the ground and cut off the electricity. But we continued talking and laughing. I didn't have a cell phone at the time, so I was bored.
Yeah.
My classmates did, and I was super jealous. Not long after, Aline and Daniela began crying and sobbing, and I didn't know why. My friends and other classmates came to our spot and asked them what was wrong. Daniela's face was trembling, and Aline was still sobbing. Daniela said that when her and Aline were minding their own business, styling their hair like teen girls, to be specific, they were sitting on the floor behind my chair when the two of them looked down and saw her underneath. She kept staring at them, her head tilted down.
What?
The scary part is, the girl's eyes were completely red.
How you didn't see that?
Me being confused, I looked below my chair to see if there was a ghost or anything scary. I was so scared.
Yeah.
But my gut told me I should try.
Yeah, you should try.
I slowly looked down, and to my surprise, it was normal, like usual.
You see it.
Nothing was there. So I looked up at my friends, and they were still crying. The next morning, my friend Abigail told me a story of hers too. The teacher always assigned a classmate to hold the keys for the classroom early.
I know.
She was the one who was assigned the key that day.
Okay.
Abigail arrived early and was about to go through the door when she peeked in the window and saw a girl in the room. The girl was sitting in the cabin near the blackboard. Abigail admitted it's a ghost. There was really a ghost in her screen. After hearing that, I got goosebumps all over. I don't know what was going on there, but some say our school was a cemetery before a school was built on top.
Yeah.
But yeah, this may not be a personal story of mine, but I experienced the story over and over again as if I was given a song.
And so, and she's under you, and she's under your seat. That's like crazy and very intentional though. So let's watch his recent one. My uncle is well known in the murder. Let's watch that. Yeah, it's don't worry about it. Let's go continue it. Alright, it's okay. I think it's buffering too many times. Let me come back for a second. Alright, guys.
Hello.
Hey, Rich. Oh. Huh. Alright.
Then they just say, Ted did some really bad things before you were born, and you're not going to be alone with him.
Wow.
That all changed when I turned 13.
13.
A while after I turned 13, I suddenly brought up the topic of Ted, and my mother was a bit more comfortable to tell me that he indeed killed 2 people.
Whoa. Jeez.
And honestly, I couldn't blame her for it. She even told me that after her and my father divorced,
Alright.
cheating on her,
Okay. Alright.
that my father,
James.
Ted to stop her.
What?
And my mother, the neighbors said
Why?
she was back on the police report. One time,
There.
on my mother's uncle for not getting him some Chick-fil-A in McDonald's or something.
Sure.
After Ted moved out, my mother changed all the locks in the old house and refused to let him in. She even said me and my sis were not allowed to come home with Ted and my mother and father changed. And today, on September 19th, 2021, my mother was finally comfortable enough to tell me everything. Ted married has told a very rich and well-known nurse along with another nurse.
Wow.
He was trying to be the hero, but he ended up killing him instead.
Wow.
My mother told me that he planned all this out for a few years, and in 1999, he carried out the plan. He even said there's an article about Ted Mayer, Case. Theodore Ted Mayer is an ex-Green turned registered nurse who was convicted of arson in a 1999 fire that both Edmund Sacra and another nurse.
Damn.
Sacra's Monaco campus party. In October 2007, Mayer was released after serving 8 years in jail. There was also an article about one of his victims.
Alright.
Edmund J. Sacra was a Lebanese Brazilian banker who continued to
Cheer this stuff out.
in Brazil and Switzerland.
Wow.
He was married to Lily Watkins from 1976 until his death.
Wow.
Died in fire that attracted wide media interest.
Wow.
Additionally determined due to arson.
Jeez.
After I looked up who is Ted Mayer, I
Hmm.
learned about who he really did. It explains a lot of why he turned out to be extremely odd feeling, why he wasn't allowed to be unsupervised or left alone around children,
True.
and why he's no longer allowed to come to family gatherings.
Right.
The reason why I want to share this post is to warn people about my uncle, who is known as Ted or as Ted Mayer to many. Please stay away from this man. Don't make eye contact with him, and don't ever welcome this man into your life. He's very dangerous and is willing to commit another crime if the one he committed in France. I can only just imagine what he would do to me if I were alone with him and no one was around. And I'm just thankful my mother had me and my older sister's back.
Yeah. Yeah, what happened if you was in it? What happened if you was in it? That would be bad though. It's seriously bad though. If you really don't want that note to be getting killed by him, it just gonna work. Wansee Entertainment, great channel. Go subscribe to him like I just did already many years ago. And yeah, and just subscribe to him. Subscribe to him. He's the most great anime horror channel. Subscribe to him. Please subscribe to him. That's all I want you to do. If you don't want to type it, I'll put that his channel link in the description. If you want to see more of it, do whatever you want with it, and try to keep it squad. Oh yeah. Bye bye.